Okay, gentlemen,
Yeah.
the last My Singing Monsters live of the year. What are we doing
is.
for our cold open today?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Like I figured it's already cold enough. Like I think that was good enough. For the cold open.
What was good enough? What? Just us talking here?
Well, no, it's
no,
it's the end of the year. It's cold right now. And
Canadian winters.
So you're hoping that the thematic connection of it being cold outside is enough?
Yeah, and then you saw this Festival of Yay going on. Cold Island's getting a lot of, a lot of
Boys,
stuff going on there.
boys. This is how many times have we done?
What am I? A cold open
That's a bunch
festival?
of-
Happy Monstering! And welcome to another episode of My Singing Monsters Live, your one-stop shop for everything to do with My Singing Monsters. We are your hosts, Monster Handler Matt.
Monster Handler Tyson.
And Monster Handler Ben.
And it is our final episode of calendar year
It sure
2023. A year that, for the majority of the year, for at least 2/3 of it, was comprised by our absolutely game-changing year-long event anniversary year, concluded back in September. But the fun has not stopped.
Never.
Since then, we've been going. We've been going extra wild here for these final months of the year, and we've got lots to chat about on the show today.
Boy,
and
do we.
And some fun segments.
We're gonna have some fun segments.
That are coming up. Some behind the scenes stuff. Some sneak peeks of stuff to come.
Stuff for everyone.
You're in the right place if you're tuned in. Maybe this is your first ever episode of My Singing Monsters Live. Maybe this is your, what would we be at? We'd be in the 130s episodes now if you consider the back catalog. So
either way, welcome.
Welcome aboard. Now, first thing I have to
Buckle
ask,
in.
Tyson. Now that you have the song in your heart,
it's
again,
back in there.
How are things feeling? Are you feeling a little bit better?
Yeah, I feel more warm inside, and
good.
I feel like I'm always, I don't know, maybe you guys can say I'm always skipping all the time for now.
You are.
I'm always singing all the time too.
I saw you wipe out earlier. You were.
You saw that?
But thankfully your pith helmet protected your noggin there, and the worst of it.
But yes, I'm feeling like my regular self again.
Great. Well, I'm very pleased to hear it.
Yeah.
Through no small divine or spiritual intervention there. The spirits visited you.
Really? Oh, you knew about that? I thought that was all in my head maybe, but oh my gosh.
Oh no, I watched the video.
No. Okay.
We filmed it.
That's how I found out about it. Yes.
That's right.
Our
I do
Festival
feel
of
like
Yay
myself.
Monster Handler short, which we hope you all enjoy.
Yes.
Okay, let's hop right in and let's talk about some of the exciting things that are going on in the monster world. The first thing that we'll do is a bit of a recap, of course, because some momentous things have been happening.
Big time.
Not just in My Singing Monsters, but in Dawn of Fire recently as well. So we'll take a step back into history, if you will, and look at version 3.0.2 for Dawn of Fire and what was available there. David, cue her up. All right. So, of course, for the very first time, Young Yule
and what?
became available
A cutie
to buy or breed.
patootie.
Yes, on the continent. Fun fact about Young Yule, this was actually the first seasonal for Dawn of Fire that was concepted years and years and years ago.
Really?
Before we finally made it a reality. This year, the original concept, it was seated. It was seated on its little butt.
Okay.
But the art team wanted to make sure that it could be as dynamic as possible just because it doesn't have an adult form. It's just its young form. So they decided to make it standing.
Well, and hey, that makes sense. And you know what? Maybe they learned how to walk really quick too.
Exactly. Well, and if you read the bio of Young Yule, you know that it's sort of came to life out of a cold man, right? Not a snowman, mind you, but a cold man. And cold men are typically depicted as standing. Not too many.
You don't really.
Not too many seated cold men.
Out
there.
No, okay, that makes sense.
Unless they're feeling really lazy, at which point they can't. Also in version 3.0.2 in Dawn of Fire, of course, was Tuskski.
Tuskski.
This game was a surprise to many
Yes.
members of our handler helper community. They thought that maybe it was just Young Yule coming, maybe Prismatic.
No.
No way.
No.
We decided to throw in one of the outstanding quints, the fire quints.
And it's only fitting for Tuskski to be revealed during this time.
I totally agree. And of course, in the bios in Dawn of Fire are a few more big Tuskski references. I remember earlier this year when we released Adult Tuskski for the first time, which, can you believe that was like earlier this
Was it really?
Was it?
Was it
Yeah,
really? Oh, wow.
Wow.
Wait.
I think it was about March. Right?
May, April, May? I don't.
Wait.
Am I wrong?
No, I think it came out during Clover's Spell, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. But that's what I mean. March.
Check the tape.
Yeah, March. That's what I
earlier
said.
This year.
Okay, we're
I
agreeing.
should've looked this up
We're
and
agreeing.
double-checked. But basically, where I was going with this is that when we were originally writing the bio for Tuskski on Amber Island, there were tons of references in there. But then remembered, okay, we got to pepper these references
right.
and make sure that they are
Right.
spread across both My Singing Monsters and Dawn of Fire. And I know that the community has already caught on to a few of those. My favorite is Nice Mammoth.
Yes,
In
that's
the
a
book,
good
Nice
one.
Marmot.
That's a good one.
But you come, you go. It all
You're a
works out
cheeky fellow.
in the end. Very, very, very cheeky. And then finally, of course, is the Festival of Yay Junior Festive Outfits for Young Monsters.
Yes.
Now, curiously, this is another curious thing. This is the oldest seasonal event in Dawn of Fire.
Yes, it
Because
is.
it's been on and off there over the years, ever
It
since
has.
Dawn of Fire was released. But it wasn't formally recognized as such until this year. It was always just kind of like, okay, this happens. All right, well, that's kind of cute and interesting. I wonder what this is all about. But of course, through our archaeological evidence this year, and well, your firsthand experience to the
Yeah.
era of
Yeah, I
Dawn
know.
of Fire, and
I was
meeting
there.
with the Ghost of Yay Past, you witnessed the Festival of Yay Junior for the very first time.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I witnessed them finally being like, you know what, we should probably acknowledge.
Yeah, formalize this. And who are you? You came out of a cold man. You're Yule.
Oh.
Thank you
Yeah.
for the presents. Very nice.
Oh, no.
Listen, if there's one quick way to ingratiate yourself with people, just show up with a present.
Yeah,
That's why,
exactly.
You know, that's why when you go
Though-
to a house party, you come with a little gift in it.
Though Tuskski came in, and everyone was just
Oh,
like,
but it was a gift in and of itself.
oh, true.
Tyson.
You're so right. You're
Yes.
so right.
A
Okay.
pinkly, purpley elephant
That's
thing.
okay. Sure.
Yes, it's a gift in and of itself. All right, well, that is what came before. Let's talk about what's happening right now.
Right now?
4.1.2 of My Singing Monsters. The long-awaited Wave 2
It's
of
out.
Ethereal
It's out now.
Oh gosh.
Workshop.
Okay. Well.
Yes.
All
In
right.
order to take advantage of it, you must, of course, first upgrade the castle and your synthesizer to add 3 new monsters to your collection, including the first ever quad element ethereal. Not too many handler helpers were anticipating a trio.
I
in this
know, I
wave.
saw
They were
that,
thinking
I saw
one,
that.
maybe 2, but we bamboozled them,
Yep.
brought them 3. Now, notably, and this is important to note for future waves of Ethereal Workshop, this is the only wave that will have 3 monsters.
Okay.
Subsequent ones, based on the enhanced stability of the synthesizer with subsequent upgrades, will allow for denominations
Got
of
it.
less than 3.
Okay.
I'll let you do the math. In the future, yes. So
Okay.
what numbers are less than 3? I'll let, like I said, I'll let you figure that out. But yes, this will be the only wave that is a trio.
Beautiful.
But
Okay.
we wanted to make sure that it was a big one because, of course, we're heading into the holidays. It's the end of the year.
Yeah, of course.
It totally makes sense that this would be one of the biggest waves
Of
Ethereal
course.
Workshop. So we got 3 new monsters on the sun. We got Flask, which was a very ambitious monster technically.
I know. When I first saw
to,
it.
To watch it, there's
It's
a lot
crazy to
going
see.
on,
Yeah.
and one of our senior animators really innovated and did some really neat things
Yeah,
there. with
really,
that-
like,
with
it's
that
really
monster.
cool.
Night Bear, another I would say instant classic.
Oh, big
fun
time.
Yeah.
facts. Who voices Night Bear?
I don't know. Hey Ben, why don't you take this one?
I don't know.
It's Ben.
Ben. So is this your Monster World voice acting
Yes.
debut?
This is my first monster. That I've
Oh
done
well,
before.
congratulations!
gosh.
You're a welcome addition to
You
the
sure
growing
are.
cast of performers.
It was a really fun time recording it.
Yeah, and hey, everyone loves it.
Yes.
And they're gonna
Yeah.
love it even more because Ben's voice in it.
Yeah. Now, another fun fact, is this a fun fact? When I first saw the concept for this monster, I was not a fan.
No?
No? All right.
Well, I was looking at it and I was like, this is so grotesque.
Yeah.
This is really something like, compared to some of the other monsters that are on here, I was shocked. And then basically every time I blinked, every time I batted my eyelashes, I loved it more and more.
Yeah.
And more. But it was just the initial revulsion. I was like, oh, what is that?
Here's the thing. I had the exact same thing. Because
Yeah.
I first saw it, I'm like, really? Like,
And then you look at it
this?
and you keep looking at it and you're like, well, I guess I love it.
See, because
I guess I'm in love with Nightmare.
This thing happens in MSM especially. Like that was the same reaction for me for Schlepp,
Yep.
for Weasel, for all these monsters that
These
are.
ones that are kind of on the.
You're like, ugh, and then
gross side.
and then you slowly really start to love them.
Yeah, and of course, multiple references tucked into both the bio
Yes.
and some of the auto names there, the nicknames for Nightbear. Perhaps you've noticed them already, handler helpers. Perhaps you need to circle back and double check. It always comes back.
Yeah.
These references, it always comes back.
Of course.
One quick thing before we move on to the first ever quad element ethereal is I was speaking to designer of My Singing Monsters earlier, and he was lamenting that we didn't call what Nightbear has at the top of its head hair plugs, which would have been perfect because they're the cables
Yeah, of
sticking out,
course.
but they're also plugs like an extension.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I got it.
But perhaps we'll revisit the idea in the future.
Yeah, maybe.
And then finally we have Whale.
Whale.
Which
Yes.
was first teased at the end of
Yes,
our festival
and he
of May
eagle-eyed
2023 short.
people.
Yes, it was there just for mere moments as lightning, as a lightning flash lit up its silhouette sitting behind the refined synthesizer there, and saw lots of guesses as to what that silhouette could actually be. But of course, for those of you who've logged in and checked it out in version 4.1.2, you now know that it is quite the sight.
Oh, it is.
Now, I have some interesting behind-the-scenes stuff about Whale.
I love behind-the-scenes
specifically.
stuff.
Whale began in concept as the Magical Sanctum
Really?
quad.
Wow. Okay.
Yes, you can see here in this early concept art that in lieu of mouths, they were hands.
They were hands, yeah.
And you can see the sigil of the magical class
Yes.
upon its
Instead
belly.
of a big mouth.
But because we now know, of course, that it's an enchantling,
Yes,
which is the
enchantling.
Magical Sanctum quad instead.
Though we kept the 4 arms. though.
Yes, we wanted to revisit this here because we thought it would make a perfect fit for the first ethereal quad, specifically the Plasma Boss. Now, what's also very cool about the Whale is that it is voiced by Maggie.
Maggie.
By Maggie.
Oh my gosh.
When she snuck in, when she and Dave snuck in earlier this past year and recorded some
good times.
monster voices for us, and we thought it was only fitting because, of course, former monster handler Dave, is perhaps overrepresented among the core seasonals. A lot of them are masculine voices, and only Hula is really Maggie's domain. So it's like, okay, we got to find something compelling and interesting for Maggie to do. The other thing that's cool as well is that if you take a look at this monster, it may evoke for you the imagery of Wisp. Another
I was literally
plasma
about to say that.
elemental, also voiced by Maggie. So for us, it was cool to see that continuation.
Right.
Basically 10 years apart, because Wisp came out 2013, Whale 2023, and I can confirm that it is part of a new monster film.
Oh yeah, another one.
I'm already laughing because this is one of the stupidest names for a monster
Okay.
film.
Well, we haven't heard this, so I'm excited to hear it.
It and so Whale and Wisp and
Yeah.
Wither are all part of a family called the Gabagools.
All right. Cool.
They're called the gabagools because many of them gab with their mouth.
Okay.
Wisp sings.
Yeah.
So does whale with multiple voices.
Oh,
Polystomatus, I think, is the adjective you can use to describe something of many mouths.
It's a good word.
And they're ghoulish, right? Plasma
true.
is kind of the element
You know what?
of like ghostliness.
It's growing on me.
Gabagools.
Initially, I was
The
like,
gabagools.
yeah,
That's
okay.
GABAGHOULS.
Add
With a
it to-
hyphen in the middle.
Hey,
Gabagools.
get it on the wiki now.
Yes.
Get it going.
Gabagool. All right. Anyway, if you know the reference.
Okay.
Okay, so that's whale. Another thing that came to Ethereal Workshop was the paths.
Yeah.
Paths. Now, these have actually been sitting there and designed for a bit. Our lead artist on My Singing Monsters, when we were releasing Ethereal Workshop in version 4.1, was saying, Matt, I've got these ready to go. I've got these ready to go. Can we sneak them in? We'd passed feature complete at that point, and I said, you know what? We're going to hold them back, and we're going to release them as part of Wave 2, because another cool sort of mirroring effect that happens just like with Wisp and with Whale is the Ethereal Island paths came post-launch. Ethereal Island launched, then its paths came sometimes later.
Perfect.
And the same is true here. Now, there are 6 paths that you can choose from
Yes.
here on Ethereal Workshop. They're all based on Zarwe's cells. They're all based on Zarwe's building blocks, the Colossal. The
very
Colossal is deigned to allow the denizens of the workshop to use
That's really
them.
neat.
So you've got Meboid, Glial, Photoreceptor, Endothelial,
Obviously.
Monstrochondrial, my
Obviously,
favorite,
you
which
know.
is the powerhouse of the cell.
Of
Perhaps
course.
you know that already.
Of course.
But yeah, so finally, if you want to decorate your Ethereal Workshop with these paths, you are welcome to do so. So this was another fun little thing that we thought we'd sneak in here as part of 4.1.2. Now, let's launch into some of the monsters that you saw for the first time last
Yes.
week, but in greater detail now. The first of which is Epic Bellowfish.
Which is one of my favorites.
Dum 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 dum. Yeah, sorry. There's a little. Hopefully, we don't get copyright struck. For
Yeah,
my
no, it was that. It was that. It was that.
opening
Perfect.
music. But yes, continuing forward the reference that we've been making since Bellowfish first came on the scene years and years and years ago. Obviously, a reference to a pretty recognizable piece of imagery from one of the greatest shows of all time.
Yep.
And I know that Ultimate creator Quinn,
Yes.
who
Big fan.
designed is also a huge fan of that show
Huge.
and its sister show as well,
Yes.
which gets a little shout out
It
here at
does.
the end of Epic Bellowfish's bio.
I do think this is one of my favorite references we've ever made.
yeah,
Which I think is
I'm quite a fan as well.
Yes.
Of everything to do with Epic Bellowfish. What a great. It's all good, monster. It's all good, monster.
So
all right.
good.
So Epic Bellowfish available for a limited time. So make sure to add it to your collection on Ethereal Island. I'm sure. Well, I hope that our handler helper community is pleased that we've sort of picked up the pace here with these Epic Ethereal releases, because I know that for a couple of years there they were happening less frequently. Epic Gas was the first all the way back in 2021. Then it took a really long time to get to Rebro, and then again.
But hey, we're picking up the pace. Picking up the pace a little bit.
But here we are. Okay,
here we
so
are.
there's that. Also available for the first time is Rare Scargo.
Yay!
Available to evolve on Wublin Island. Now this one also contains a reference to another piece of media, one that is very timely for this season, for this time of year. And perhaps if you read its bio, once you've successfully evolved it from its common form, you'll be able to identify what it is.
Oh, okay.
So go check that out.
Yeah, go check it out right now.
And then this final piece of content for version 4.1.2 got a lot of positive reception as soon as it was revealed as part of our Festival of EA Monster Handler short, and that is the Rare Monculus.
It is beautiful.
Some very interesting lore happening here
do
as
tell.
well. It has to do with the fact that the bubblerite that was used to fashion the common Monculus was being stored in bubblerite jars and vases. So the spark of life, of course, ricocheting around as it is, among this bubblerite and using it to give life and to animate, also inadvertently gave rise to the Rare Monculus, which is all told, just basically a series of vases and jars
Yeah.
that have come to life, but equally musical.
Yes.
Sort of a
course.
happy accident there.
No, and it's beautiful as well. Similar to you, like when I first saw it, I literally gathered everyone around me. I was like, please look at this, because this is amazing.
It's quite beautiful.
is quite beautiful.
Also, something interesting as well. The sort of happy accident that gave rise to Rare Monculus
Right.
also allowed the Colossals to first understand and experiment with the transmutation of plasmic crystallium into other crystal forms, which is why the crystallium here is a slightly different color
Oh, interesting.
than the sort of blue that you are used to
Right.
on the common.
There you go.
And of course, it wouldn't be a Ox rare seasonal event if we didn't also have an out-of-season event for its common form here. So
Beautiful.
we've got Monculus available to buy, breed, or evolve for a limited time on its islands, on Ethereal, Wublin Islands, and on seasonal Shanty. We've got rare Monculus here doing kind of a T-pose.
Yeah, I was
it's
just-
kind of it's
I wasn't
kind
gonna
of
say anything, but-
yeah. All the crystallium is kind of evaporated in this
Yeah.
particular shot. It's
All right.
powered down.
Okay.
It's just kind of sitting
Just
there.
T-posing.
Yeah. Perhaps this is what it looks like.
Well, at all times.
And maybe that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
In fact, I can tell you it does because this graphic shows
Maybe
that
maybe
it
he's doing
looks
some
like
sort of like scarecrow type thing going.
or Tai Chi or
Or Tai
something.
Chi.
Who knows?
Yeah,
Exerting
no,
dominance.
let's do a
Just taking
T-pose.
it easy.
T-pose to exert
Another
dominance.
Yeah, exactly.
feature, an improved feature in version 4.1.2, long overdue in fact, are improvements to Amber Island, specifically rebalanced difficulty for evolutions on Amber Island. We've gotten a ton of feedback in the past about this,
Yes.
that rares are a little too easy, epics are a little too hard, so
Yeah.
we've reworked some things behind the scenes here and in front of the scenes as well. One of the ways that we have rebalanced the difficulty on top of just sort of tweaking the percentages is fewer elemental flags are furled on evolution attempts. So
Oh, I see.
even if you're successful in versions earlier than 4.1.2, if your evolution is successful, all of the flags would furl. But if you're evolving into a rare, only those flags that are shared with the outcome monster furl. You keep the other
Right.
ones. And then if your epic evolution is unsuccessful, not all flags are wiped out, only one will furl. So
Beautiful.
it erases less of the progress that you've made as you're trying for your epic evolutions. Another feature that we've added is that you can retrieve residual heat in the Crucible in exchange for relics or elemental flags. Previously, you could just retrieve relics from the residual heat, but now you can choose to get an elemental flag as well. So
Beautiful.
hopefully that those improvements will come in handy. And you know what? I know they'll come in handy because also starting today is a Amber Reprise.
Oh my
An
gosh,
Amber
look at all the
Reprise,
vessels.
in which all fire monster vessels are available for a limited time. This is one of 2 months a year that all of these vessels become available for this span of time. The other
Beautiful.
being, of course, Anniversary Month. And it works in tandem with our future plans for Amber Island sets. Now, we're talking about Amber Island, but I just want to backtrack for a moment and circle back to the fire expansion
Yes.
feature of version 4.1.1.
Yeah.
How great is it, I feel, that several of these monsters which debuted on Amber Island and which were Amber Island exclusives now have homes elsewhere in the monster world.
Well, it just seems fitting, you know.
I think it's great, and I think that Tom and Dylan,
Yeah,
members of our audio team, did an excellent job
Big time.
composing for those monsters, breathing new life into them. It was a tall order that I gave them. You know, so many
Oh, yeah.
monsters coming all at once, but they both did an excellent.
Knocked it out of the park.
They knocked it out of the
Yeah.
park, and like,
And our animators as well.
oh,
did an
big time.
excellent job.
And like to take already like great islands and to elevate them even more to the song was just a huge feat as well. So, the fire expansion was a success, I would say.
Yes, and you know, when when will we see those monsters again? I don't know.
Ah.
Who's to say?
Yeah.
Whatever.
But perhaps at some point in the future.
Uh,
If you're good.
yeah.
If you behave yourselves, maybe they'll be back. Okay, so that's all of what's going on in version
Yeah.
4.1.2. Stick around a little bit later in the show, and we will talk through some previews of some sales that you can expect to load in starting tomorrow.
Beautiful.
That's it for me for now.
All right.
All right.
I think we got a little question segment real quick here. If you're up for it, most certainly.
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready.
All right. From you, Riz, gamer, does the Spirit of Creation decoration have the same body structure as all, if not some, of the natural colossals?
Eurus Gamer, this is a question that I think immediately popped into many handler helper minds as soon as the Spirit of Creation decoration became available as part of Anniversary Month. The answer is we're not sure. We don't think that the body shapes of the colossals are consistent across the various islands, just because recall that these are spirits that have imbued their life force into these existing land masses. The former elemental lands of the continent, now the natural islands of the monster world. So I think, if I had to guess, there's some variety in the shapes that the colossals can occupy. And the Spirit of Creation specifically, I think, helps to inform some of the facial features which formed on the islands, but not actually their bodies, because the Spirit of Creation is kind of like a Rumpelstiltskin-like.
Okay.
It's like this like mythological. It's part of the colossals mythology that as they're embarking in their creative process, that they are guided by the Spirit of Creation. So it's almost like, I'm still struggling to think of like a good analogy here, but it's like, you ever seen Pan's Labyrinth?
No.
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 David has.
Great movie. But in that movie, Ophelia, the protagonist, shows a picture of a traditional fairy to this mythological creature that looks kind of like a walking stick, cicada hybrid thing. And it looks at it, and then it like morphs itself and changes its form to match the expectation of Ophelia and what a fairy looks like. It's a very cool little sequence. It comes and goes pretty quickly, but there's a similar kind of thing happening here where like the colossals, when it came time to like, you know, make that sacrifice and imbue their life force into the land masses, they were thinking of the imagery of the Spirit of Creation, and they were like, okay, you know, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to sort of like call upon this imagery, and then it'll manifest itself in physical form.
Okay, that makes sense.
So we know for sure that the Spirit of Creation looks like that, but in terms of the actual faces and bodies of the colossals themselves, probably a greater level of variety among them.
There you go. Yes, here, Ben, you can read the next one. I'm also realizing I forgot my laptop for any live questions. Okay.
Oh.
well, don't worry, we'll get there. Ask live questions. We'll be doing that as well.
Do you have your phone?
I do have my phone.
Maybe that can be
But
another way that you've
in the
checked it out.
meantime.
In the meantime,
Yes.
while everyone watches me, be like,
Yeah, in the meantime, from Bazinga 1149810, how does Sparo walk? Does it use its hands, or does it have little legs that we can't see in game?
If I had to guess, well, you know who would know for sure? It's Yostrich, because of course, using the power of Dreamcraft, they created Sporo. But I don't think it has little legs. I think it's just those hands. Kind of a Deej-like situation where no legs to speak of, just sort of walks along on its hands.
All right.
go, I'm still
That's
working on it.
All right. I'll take it from here.
Okay, beautiful. I swear I'm listening, everyone. I'm just getting this up.
From Memes for Life 6848, which monster would be the best rock paper scissors player?
I think the best
Loaded question.
monster,
Question, yeah.
and this perhaps is an unexpected answer, would be Gloptic.
Gloptic.
Okay.
Well, do tell.
Why? And you know why? Because
Yeah.
I think that in a split second, Gloptic could see what you had thrown in rock, paper, scissors, bamboozle you with a gloptical illusion, cause you to enter a trance, quickly morph its gelatinous hand into whatever thing it is that beats you, and then when you snap out of it, you'd be like, lost again. So I think that Gloptic is the best rock, paper, scissors player. Does that amount to cheating? Gloptic doesn't think so. It's just using its natural abilities, or should I say, magical ability.
Hey,
So yeah, Gloptic is my pick.
there it is. See, if I were to pick one, I think Chorister, but I feel like they would just pick rock all the time.
Oh, yeah, you're probably right.
Though with the
Multiple intelligence.
I feel like they could read, the person,
Oh,
and like,
yeah.
and like everyone's just like,
Yeah, I think
chiming
that's
in.
well, but that's another good contender for rock paper
There you go.
scissors champ in the monster world.
You got it. You
All
got
right,
this.
all
I'll
right.
get the lab question. I got it ready though.
All right, from Har 239, are there similar interiors of the other colossals' heads other than, apologies if I pronounce it wrong, Zaro?
Zarawi.
Zarawi. Sorry, apologies.
No, that's okay. It's a interesting one.
Yeah. Are there similar interiors of the other colossals' heads other than Zarawi? And do dipsters burrow deep enough into Ethereal
I really wanna
Island
know
to
this.
reach the workshop? Or do they even know of its existence?
Are there similar interiors to the other colossals' heads? Nope.
No.
No?
The reason that there aren't is that the landmass of Ethereal Island before Zarawi came to possess it already had a laboratory in place. So it already had that cavity. It already had that space inside of it, which the other natural islands did not. Now, there are cave networks, obviously, in them, but not such a large singular space as exists in the case of Ethereal Island / Workshop and the Colossal Zarawi. That's sort of a unique thing to that island. And then the other part of the question is, do dipsters burrow deep enough into Ethereal Island to reach the workshop? No, they do not. They do not burrow deep enough to get there.
There you go. Here, I'll pepper in a live question for
Nice.
All right. Well,
from Monster Handler Master. Wow, the master of monster
Whoa.
handlers. How
Don't
does
come for our job.
yeah? How does Flask keep its body together? Because it's like all made of different pieces. Tell us. It's magic.
No. Yeah, well, I mean, like, recall that these monsters can't occur basically outside of the specific conditions of the workshop.
Right.
So inside the workshop, there's like Zarawi's own rules are sort of happening there. And so in the case of Flask, well, what are Flask's elements? That's it's plasma, crystal, poison, right? So I think if I had to guess, plasma is the element contributing to the levitational anti-gravity quality of Flask's disparate elements
There you
coming
go.
together.
There you go.
all right. Yeah. And then
next?
from Cosmic Phantom X, at what age does baby Yule start using their antlers as an instrument?
As soon as they're big enough to hang bells on.
Aww.
Now, of course, young Yule, as we see it appearing in Dawn of Fire, just has those kind of tiny little nubbin antlers. But we know, of course, by observing the adult Yule in the contemporary era of the monster world, that they one day grow to large enough antlers that they take the jingle bells that they have on their jingle stick and actually tie them on to their antlers.
There you go. And they just like throw out the stick, or like where do they put the stick?
They keep it around as a toothpick.
Okay. All right.
For when they're consuming
Beautiful.
yay feasts.
Right. Sweet. From Brennan. Hello, Brennan. How does Kana not burn their costumes? It's a good question.
Yes, Kana runs a little warm.
Yeah.
That's true. As the fire elemental, there's typically a higher than average temperature coming off of them. But how don't they burn their costumes?
Yeah. That's the
Sheer
burning
force
question.
of will.
Yeah.
A lot of concentration.
I
think
yeah,
also
I was gonna
I think
say.
also the costumes are probably treated with a special fire retardant.
Yeah,
If I had to guess.
I feel, and again like that, and I feel like also like it can also kind of manipulate what parts can.
That's
go
what I mean. Like
on in there.
Kana, like among the single elementals, I think because fire occupies that special place in the monster world and has always kind of been like the chosen element. I think the Kana first of all, has a very interesting backstory in terms. Hi, Kana. Very interesting backstory in terms of like the role that it plays in the like sharing of its reminiscences of the Dawn of Fire, specifically the one that was caught in amber on Tribal Island,
Right.
and just seems to have like, I don't know, a little bit more. I don't want to say self-control, but like ability to self-regulate.
Right. Okay. That makes sense. There you go.
It can regulate.
There you go.
All right. From Onyx Spookles.
Ooh.
Nice.
When Rorik sings, its gems, bone, and skull glow. Can it do the same thing with other foreign bioluminescent objects?
No, it can't. It can only do so with the things that it has invested its own proper magic into.
Right.
I suppose that if it cast its spells and worked its magic on those other foreign bioluminescent objects, it could one day achieve them, but it's not like a spontaneous thing. It's not like, I could pick this up and make it glow.
Right.
Okay.
There has to be an established arcane relationship associated with the glowing object in question.
There you go. Beautiful. From Flynn Morris, what is the liquid inside a flask? Or is it just flask?
It's its lifeblood,
It's its lifeblood. There you
and
go.
it's green. And poisony.
Yeah, it's green. If you didn't notice.
Wait, have I been colorblind this whole time?
Oh.
No.
Oh gosh.
Oh.
From Me Weird.
But we like weird.
Yeah, we love
So,
weird.
Keep it up.
Is that how epic bellowfish looks naturally, or is it like a real life blobfish where he only looks like that if there isn't enough pressure around him? This Me Weird knows a lot of things about blobfish.
Blobfish in the human world, as Me Weird has pointed out, sort of have that collapsed look
They do.
because it's used to high pressure environments. In the case of epic bellowfish, that's how it all
It's
looks.
just what it looks like.
That's just the way it looks.
That is
has
just
nothing to do with changes in pressure. Some have theorized that the large globulous nose of the epic bellowfish is perhaps an allergic reaction to aqua slime, which we know it tries to avoid with its yellow suit, its yellow rubber suit. But that's unconfirmed.
There you go. How many more questions do we got, Monster Hunter David? Two more?
Two more.
All right, let's do it. From Ear Foxy Official, how long does it take the spores that make up a gnarls to fully infect a tree?
How long does it take them to fully
Yeah.
infect the tree?
Yeah.
I don't want to answer that because maybe that's something that we will tackle when eventually young Jarls comes to Dawn of Fire.
What?
Which
Oh.
I can say, surprise, surprise, is planned.
There you go. Okay, well.
Will it be next year? We don't know.
Well, guess what?
Will
We have
it be
another.
next week? No.
We have
No.
we have another gnarls question
Okay.
to follow that.
Loving the gnarly, bro.
Yes.
Keep it up.
From Mushroom Jade, can gnarls control other plants, or is it only specific to that? Blah, 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 blah. Or is it only that specific monster tree species?
It has the greatest synergy with that monster tree species.
Right.
I think it could probably attempt to do so with other plants, but really, there's a good symbiotic thing going
Yeah,
on
it-
between
it
those
wouldn't be to its
organisms.
full potential.
Yeah, like you wouldn't necessarily want
makes
to
sense.
try and commandeer a zuffle tree that might go a little sideways,
Yeah,
it might
of
go
course.
pear-shaped. But yes, that particular symbiosis is pretty good shape. It works for both parties, so why not continue? Don't mess with a good thing, as they say.
Yeah, obviously. Well, I think that's all we got for questions. And up next, I think we're going to do like a fun little MSM year review thing.
The year in review.
the year in
Tell me
review.
more.
Yeah, let's see if someone's going to pop on the screen. There it is.
Wow.
Magic of
So what am
television.
I looking at here?
Now, we
Monster
got
Hunters,
lots
Tyson?
of fun statistics for people because we all know people love statistics. So, as we've said, it's been a big year for My Singing Monsters, and so we just wanted to highlight some fun stuff. So in total, we had 27 million total unique players in the Monster world, which is very fun. That's a lot of people. If anything, that's like more population in different countries. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh yes, it's larger than many countries in the world.
There you go. And you're probably asking yourself, Tyson, are people putting in the hours in My Singing Monsters? Boy, are they! Because look at this, 190 million hours have been played in My Singing Monsters. And
if my math is correct, that's how many years?
21,000 years, or 770 years.
There you go.
There you go.
21,770 years.
Ben, well, we got more stats.
Yes. We have about, is that 1 billion?
1 billion?
1,306,471,000.
Wow.
And 91.
Yeah, you're killing that. I'm not good at saying those.
To read this many noggins, it would take you roughly 207 years.
Oh my, 1 month and 2
And
weeks.
1 month, 2 weeks.
Wow.
That's a long
We round down.
207 is a lucky number for Monster Handler Matt. It's the time that I was born.
207,
At 2:07
very
in the
nice.
morning, and so when I see it, I think, the universe is sending me another sign that something is going right. Something's happening here. So when I see that number, I think,
Something's going right.
Things happened exactly as they were supposed to this past year.
Beautiful. What else do we got? Whoa! Another big number that I'm not even going to attempt to say. 161 million active islands. What is this little stat that we got here?
We've got that almost all islands have 785 tiles,
Yeah.
so grid square spaces. And if each tile is 2 feet by 2 feet, then each island is about 3,140 feet squared. The total area of all active islands then is 506,890,774,620 feet, or over 47,000 square kilometers. And as a fun fact, Ben, do you want to grab the factoid in the bottom?
Fact there.
London, Ontario, that's the city in which this game is produced.
Yes.
If you didn't know.
It's the origins.
It could fit into that 107 times.
Now, how many times London, England could fit into that?
A little less.
Less times,
A little
but
less.
still probably multiple times. It's a more impressive stat if you look at London,
Yes.
Ontario.
Yeah, of course. London, Ontario. We're more impressive anyway. It's fine. Don't look up. Now, lots of treats have been baked this year. Tons.
What have we got? We got over 48 million, almost 49 million cookies, 53 million loaves of
Lots
bread.
of carbs going around.
Yes, over 57 million pies.
57.
57 appears twice. Maybe there's something going on there.
Pies and donuts, they go well together.
57 million donuts, 118 million ice creams, and 191 million pizzas.
Boy, oh boy,
Now,
do
how
people
long
like
would it
pizza.
yes. How long would it take you to eat 191 million pizzas?
Not soon
You
enough.
didn't do the
with
math
this- with
because
this
that
belly.
depends on how much you like
true.
pizza.
I
Maybe you
love
can only manage 1 or 2 a year. Some people, I bet I could finish off a pizza in a night.
There you go.
One sitting if you believe in yourself.
Exactly.
That's right.
If you believe
That's
in
right.
yourself or not, you can eat a whole
Don't
pizza.
let your dreams be dreams. Eat the pizza. Eat all the pizza that
Yes,
you want. So
exactly.
tons and tons. Here's another really fun one.
1 billion plus.
Sorry, is that a B?
impressions.
That's a
It is a
B.
B.
That's a
not
B.
an M.
That's a B.
1
and
billion.
that is enough eyes to fill 15 million psychic islands.
Yes, we did the math about the number of eyes on Psychic Island. And, well, David, does that include the number of eyes of the monster populations or just the critters?
Critters, obstacles, and
Oh, wow.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so critters, obstacles, in the island itself.
just
So
for
enough
critters.
eyes to fill 15 million psychic islands, over 1 billion impressions.
Boy, oh boy. Well, that's a lot. And then we got 17 million interactions, which is amazing, which is
Averaging
Sorry.
850 million words, and if those were books, how many bookworms would we need to play them, Ben?
About 1,500. If you take
1,500 bookworms.
If you take
Now
the
that's-
average length
That's a
of the
lot of
book.
bookworms.
I was just gonna say. I was gonna ask, would you be able to read that many books in your lifetime?
I don't know. Well,
Depends on what kind of
maybe
books.
if they were picture books.
Yeah, maybe
but then that would
cheaper.
kind of defeat the purpose of us talking about words.
Oh, true.
Maybe
Never
if they
mind.
were audiobooks.
Oh,
audiobooks?
true. And if you played 5 at once, then you could just only sort of focus on one at a time.
Beautiful. And we got 3 million watch hours on videos. Yeah, this year we did a lot of video stuff
A ton,
this
an
year.
unprecedented amount of videos.
Yes, to engage and connect with the community a little
and
bit more.
celebrate anniversary year and all of the numerous content releases and
Now.
feature updates.
Now, if you were to put all that watch hours into one, that would be 342 years.
342 years.
Yeah, we would be long gone by then.
I always, I always ask. I feel like I'm always asking Ben this stat, but either of you could take the following. How many mules could you breed in that time in 340 years? Say it together. Say it
3,000.
together.
Okay.
83,333 Yule.
Yay! All right, that's nice. Is that our last? Is that our last?
Our last
card?
one.
Okay, good.
Let me tell you
I
this.
just
I'm not good with numbers.
I thought it was fitting to do a big finish with the two of you.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks.
saying the number in question. Well, obviously, as has been pointed out, it has been a bumper crop year for My Singing Monsters. Tons and tons of monsters. I believe all told, and I think this stat is correct, that by the end of 2023, we will have released more monsters than in any other year in Monster World history.
So it's a record-breaking
It
year.
is a record-breaking
Holy
year. We'll have to
schmoly.
see what comes in 2024.
Oh.
Maybe we can break that record. Maybe maybe 2023 will hold the record for a couple of years.
Or
I
maybe
don't
it's just
know,
going to be
but-
0.
or-
No, I'm joking. I'm so joking.
Tyson, the song in your heart is gone again.
This is our
It
lively-
What happened?
It was a joke.
This is
It
our
was a
lively
bad joke.
I'm so joking.
Anyways. Yeah, and of course, we couldn't have done it without all of your help, the Handler Helper community, and those of you who joined us for the first time this year, maybe those of you who had stepped away for a few years to do some soul searching, some growing up, and then decided, I need this back in my life.
Yes, of
and then you
course.
came back to us like we always knew that
Yeah.
you would. No, I'm just kidding. But thank you so much.
Yeah.
You know, we couldn't do it without your love, support, interest, fan art, encouragement. Mail.
Speaking of mail.
Mail.
You know, we've got a segment. We've got a segment on our YouTube channel, Monster
Monster
Mail,
Mail.
where we open mail. But we thought we'd insert it as a little mini segment here in this episode of My Singing Monsters Live. Now, we each have an item to open.
Some good mail.
Yes.
That's some good mail.
All good
You go.
mail.
That's some good mail. Oh, thank
Here
you.
you are.
Thank you, Ben.
Beautiful, beautiful.
All right. Who wants to go first?
Ben, why don't you come first?
Hit it, Ben.
All right.
Go, Ben.
From Asher in Louisville.
Louisville. Hello,
Let's
Asher
see,
from
what
Louisville.
do we got here? Oh, I
Oh
can't.
boy, he can't.
I don't know.
He can't.
I can't.
Make sure not to rip it.
It's got some content.
Careful.
Beautiful, beautiful.
From Asher. Hi, Monster Handlers. I have been playing MSM for at least a year, and I've level 20, working on trying to fill the rare
Beautiful.
Wubbox on Plant and Cold Island.
Nice.
Beautiful.
I would love for you to know that you have made an amazing game that has changed my life.
Thank you.
Since I started playing, I've had enough courage to sing in front of my whole class
Beautiful.
and dance more than I used to.
Beautiful. You always got to be singing and dancing.
I've included some of my monster drawings. And maybe a while ago, I sent a picture description and other things about a monster named Bag Buddy.
Okay.
I hope you liked it a lot. Every morning, I watch MSM videos, and every night that I get home, I play it. I'm Asher, and I'm 11 years old, and I want you to know that you have made an awesome game. Thank you. I even made a toe jammer out of felt.
Out of felt?
By needle felting.
Beautiful. Very talented. And then what do we got here? What do we got here?
Got some artwork, perhaps. Got a yaw stretch.
We got a ostrich.
All right.
Nice.
Do we have a camera too?
Oh yeah.
Hi.
Hey.
Here, I'll try, and,
Forgot
I'll try and hold it up to make sure that we can see.
Beautiful.
Right there is Asher's Yostrich. Well done.
And then what do we got
Asher. And
here?
then try and suck in. And listen, when all you can see is just this beautiful art, and then whatever's going on down here with this,
then we got-
sized potbelly, you'll
We
want to
got-
focus on the beautiful art.
We got a fan-made Ethereal Workshop
Oh,
Epic
all right.
Wubbox.
Ooh.
And also another Wubbox on the back as well, I
Yes,
think.
very nice.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Some great stuff there. Again, this is still from Asher, right?
Yes.
Yes, all from Asher.
Thank you, Asher
Well-
from Louisville.
Yes, thank you, Asher.
And Asher, just before we move
yeah.
on, how amazing is it that music is playing a bigger role in your life? That you feel the confidence and the courage to sing.
Yeah.
And just a reminder, just as the Monsters do, it's not always about being the best singer or being,
course.
having a trained voice or anything like that. It's about the act of creation itself. It's about the joy that you get from participating in the
Yes.
arts and in music. So
Exactly.
that's so heartworming for us
Yeah,
to
no, for
hear.
sure.
That's so great.
For sure. Now, we have something from Malaysia.
Cool.
All the way from Malaysia. All right, so, dear Monster Handlers, my name is Fieras. I live in Malaysia. I am 9 years old. I am currently 18, just 2 more levels to level 20. So
Nice.
you're almost there.
Nice.
Anyways, my favorite monsters are Gelbilly, Boscus, Octopus, Gloptic, and Quibble. A
Nice.
nice
Good
little
pick.
roster.
Great cross
A good roster.
Very good.
And I have some ideas for Gelbilly and Gloptic, and my singing monster is Dawn of Fire. Interesting.
Oh.
And so we do have some interesting drawings that we're about to show right now. And then also he gave us a little surprise. He put in alphabetical order all the monsters that we have discovered in the monster
need
world.
that.
Yeah.
So exactly. So why don't we show that off
We
as
could
well?
use
Sure.
this.
Yes, exactly.
Sure. What have we got here? We have tons of excellent artwork here. What have we got? I'll show that and then I'll take a look. There's yes, these are
Yeah.
Monsterling versions.
Yeah, Monsterling.
Gotcha, gotcha. There's Gloptic, Monsterling Gelbilly. We've never seen that before.
Whoa.
Let's turn over and then some other illustrations of
Some
of the-
additional
some
favorites.
additional favorites. Excellent.
Beautiful,
Excellent. Thank you so
beautiful.
much for sending that in to us. Now I've got this one here.
Where's it from? Where's it from?
It, comes from Ezra from Seattle.
Hello, Ezra from
Ezra
Seattle.
from Seattle has this to say to us. Dear Monster Handlers, my name is Ezra and I love your game. I have gone in and out of playing my singing monsters. I'm Jewish and I would like you to make a Hanukkah monster. My dad thought of 8 days of a song, and please make a lot more. Please make a lot more hee hee wowies.
Okay.
You'll have to pass that along to Monster Handler Jen. And I bid you farewell. So thank you, Ezra.
Thank you.
Ezra has some ideas here for the monster that they have
Ooh, very
in
cool.
question. And that's very cool. This is kind of a funny coincidence kind of thing, but of course, the character of Monculus is based in some part on the mythological figure of the golem, which actually comes from Jewish folklore.
Oh,
and it's
interesting.
kind of fun and totally serendipitous timing that Rare Monculus comes out. And the out-of-season event for Monculus arrives just in time for Hanukkah. I think Hanukkah is in.
Beautiful.
I think it's the last couple of days.
It is,
Of
it
Hanukkah
is,
right
yes.
now. So thank you so much, Ezra, for sending that in and for all of your creativity. And yes, we will pass along to Monster Handler Jen to keep making hee hee wowies. I don't think she'd plan to stop. Thankfully.
No,
but,
I don't- I
but
don't
now we
either.
know for sure. But now we know for
Well,
sure. that we
and guess
should
what?
continue.
Guess what? I can confirm this. She filmed one today.
What?
Yeah. So.
Oh my gosh,
So
those are
one is,
industry secrets.
so someone's coming.
Okay, now we got one more.
Yeah,
We got
Okay.
one more,
piece
but
of mail
it's
to
a
go
and
over,
we
to go
got it
through.
today. I think it
Today?
came
Just
in
today?
I think it was yesterday or today, but we got it today. And
Ben's gotta grab it. It is.
oh gosh, we're losing stuff. It is a.
Card.
Oh, we dropped another card.
gigantic.
We
And the Christmas
yes.
card.
We got a package from MPG. MSM
Who?
Poke Gamer. And so we have a nice
All right,
little
so
letter.
here we go. This comes.
And then we'll see what's in the package.
MSM Poker Gamer. Dear Big Blue Bubble, Another Christmas approaches.
Yes.
And, sorry, David, can we switch to camera 2, please? Have yourself a no, excuse me. Dear Big Blue Bubble, another Christmas approaches, and along with it, another year of singing madness. This year has been nothing short of extraordinary. Thank you, MPG. You've made it mine, and I'm sure many people's favorite year ever. From the new Quints, Mythicals, and Workshop, eek! Oh wait, Eureek! There's been something for everyone. When I traveled to meet the handlers at PAX, I noticed a huge difference in snacks over there to here. British snacks are delicious in their own right. Is MPG delivering some mild shade here to North American snacks?
I think so.
And I thought how fun it would be to pack some for you. I found out you don't have mince pies over there, and those are delicious. So I sent a bunch over along with some more fun British delights. I really did have so much fun meeting some of you in person this year. I love our community to bits and love every one of you so much. I hope you all have the most wonderful Christmas ever and take a break from the amazing work you do all year round. Have a merry yay, MPG. Well, thank you so much.
MPG.
Thank you so much,
And so
MPG.
we have many snacks in this box.
Yes.
Including mince
Many.
pies.
And
as
also
it turns out.
we do also have another card from MPG that says, "Dear Big Blue Bubble, have a great Christmas. Couldn't resist sending a Christmas card too." So there's another thing. Also, another detail, MPG, I do want to point out.
Yes.
Is now I don't think there's any mince pies in the United States. That's where PAX was, but there is some in Canada.
There's gotta be somewhere.
We got some in Canada, but we're still gonna be chowing down. on
Maybe
all these
in
mince
New
pies.
England.
Hey!
There's some
So,
content.
yeah, look at
Holy.
There's some
All
content.
right, so we don't want to necessarily turn this into a branding exercise for all these British treats, but like, man, there's a lot.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I'm gonna try and not disconnect from my mic.
I
back
want
here.
to.
I'll throw it in my pocket.
So
Wow, there's like
instance-
there's like a lot to choose from.
There's
Yeah,
a
there's a
lot
lot.
to choose from.
Oh.
I'll try
Oh my gosh. Okay, well I'll have these Terry's chocolate orange bars.
Okay.
Right.
This is turning into a branding moment. But anyway,
Oh, what do we got?
don't say what you're having. Just eat them.
No.
Don't make my
Okay.
mistake.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But we
think-
do.
okay,
we do actually have Terry's chocolate orange.
We do.
Well,
yeah.
do I say what I have or no?
Oh, we don't have these.
Just flash it.
I'll-
Just flash it. Go.
Wham!
I'll try some.
Tasty.
Not,
I'll
not
try
sponsored by.
some
Anyway,
wafers.
what an excellent treat here.
Gotta open it.
Lots of
One
packaging.
second, everyone, as we.
Whoa.
It smells nice. Smells
And
nice.
and yeah, I love Terry's chocolate orange. Oh,
You do?
know what I really like? The Terry's chocolate orange that are dark chocolate. These are milk, which I still love.
Okay.
But the dark chocolate orange, mwah, delicious. Okay. So while
So the-
while the monster handlers there have their
As we're
snacks.
Delicious. It's a
Why
wafer.
don't we get into some of the previews of the
yes.
sales that you can expect to see starting tomorrow, December 14th.
This is really good.
Here we go. Would it be a core seasonal event if we didn't have the featured wordos of that given island on sale at some point? No way. So the Is It Cold Outside promotion begins tomorrow. 50% off wordos on Cold Island. Look, it is cold outside because you can see their breath. They can see it.
Of course. Sorry, I'm still eating.
Yeah, well, okay, sorry. You don't necessarily have to comment. Why don't you go, every time you agree with what I'm saying?
Okay.
All right. So that's coming tomorrow. Another one that's coming tomorrow is... It's something terrible's happening. All right, there we go. Our hole-in-one promotion, Dipsters, discounted to 1 key on all islands. And every time, over the course of anniversary year, every time we'd run this promotion, a new island would be added because we would have just added Dipsters to a new magical island. I wonder if there will be any other Dipsters on like one final outstanding island that everyone has been asking about and haranguing us about for months. Bah. I don't know, and who knows during what time of year we might expect
What time
that
seems
either.
fitting? I don't know.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't know what you're talking about. But yes, in the meantime, Hole-in-One is coming tomorrow, discounted Dipsters, and as well, another one is our Moving On Up promotion. 50% off Frosium Crystalline Castle upgrades on Cold Island.
Beautiful.
You can't go wrong with Frosium.
No. Oh, I cannot, of
No,
course.
it's a very nice crystal. Also, over in Dawn of Fire, we've got another seasonal sale, which is 50% off the Quint element monsters on the Outer Islands. With Tuskski's arrival, we are now at 4 out of the 6 Quints in Dawn of Fire.
Perfect.
We're only missing Bowhead and Gnarls.
Okay,
But
well.
if you don't have any of these monsters, specifically, you know, Tuskski's pretty brand new there. You can see it lurking there in the back. Now's your time because they're going to be 50% off on
perfect.
the Outer Islands.
Oh.
Yeah.
So pop on over to Cloud Island and check it out. And then the final thing that we wanted to share with y'all, just before we wrap up today's episode and bring 2023 to a close, is something that we've been talking about for a long time now, and which is still in development, I'm happy to report. And we've got some progress to share with you. But that, of course, is the updated map menu. You saw it initially in September as part of anniversary month. You saw it again as part of the events of our Fire Expansion Aspiring Fires trailer back in November. But we wanted to share with you, our art department has our art and marketing departments actually have worked in tandem to create this little preview of a progress shot of how the updated map menu is coming along. That's not it.
That's not it.
But that is. So here you go. So these all new map icons, these little like tokens, they're almost like little player pieces that move around on like a game board, kind of Game of Thronesy, if you will.
Of course.
And we're back.
See it again. No.
And you can see it again. Yes. But yeah, so here's our progress. We're still tweaking things. We're still trying to understand how we want the scale of things to operate, making sure that there's enough space between islands for future exploration of the monster world, and to notate important landmarks like the storm around Weblin Island, or the clouds that gather around Fairy Island, stuff like that. So just wanted to share with you that progress shot, that there's progress.
underway.
Yes, that we're still working on it. And as a reminder to you all, what you saw back in September was like truly like proof of concept. Like, at that point, like we were getting ready to begin production on it. We'd spent so many months of anniversary year coming up with, well, all those things that we said in the 4.0 kickoff video, you know, upgraded, Celestial Ascension, rare Wubblins, you know, like tons of stuff. All of the new seasonal events like 2023 and anniversary.
Fire Expansion.
We're exactly. We've been working on Fire Expansion for a bit.
Ethereal Workshop.
Exactly.
Lots
So
of things.
the map update will be coming, of course, in 2024 at this point. And just wanted to give you that sneak peek of how things are coming along. If you saw something on there that you like, let us know. Comment on this video. And if you saw something on there going, they got that wrong, well, we get to tell what's right because we made it, okay? But no, if you see something on there that you're like, I actually think that, you know, that should be tweaked, just let us know. What's kind of neat about this particular feature is that, you know, like we announced it so long ago, we've been working on it for so long, we really want to make sure that we get it right. But this is one of the few features in the history of My Singing Monsters that we've kind of like been showing you progress shots as it's coming along. And so we want to use any feedback that you have for us to inform some of our choices and how we make it work when it finally comes to the game. Another thing too, and this is, you know, I don't want to say too much because it's also still in development, but we highlighted in an earlier video that we want this map menu to be able to show you at a glance more information about that island, if it's got a seasonal event on it, stuff like that. And we're looking at adding even more signifiers, indicators at the map level of stuff that's going on the individual islands. So it's really coming together quite nicely.
Yes.
It's still, I would say, several months out, but we wanted to give you this progress shot to remind you that we haven't forgotten about it. We know you haven't.
We did not.
And of course, we've got lots of exciting other tricks up our sleeves in 2024 and beyond. It's very exciting for us to continue exploring the monster world, see what else is out there, and continue, backfilling all of those missing links, those missing pieces in the monster family tree. that we know might exist out there. Things like epic bellowfish and rare monculus and rare scargle. Those things that we know exist, but like, what do they look like? We don't know. And then we will know one day. That's how the flow of time works. So, thank you so much for your patience on that. Like I've said before, we really want to make sure that we get this right and that it becomes very experiential. Right now, the map is like good, utilitarian, the carousel, but we know that it's sort of outlived its particular usefulness and fit.
Exactly.
And we're wanting to make sure that it's in line with all of the other exciting parts of the My Singing Monsters brand and mythos. So, there you have it.
That's 2023, baby.
That is our episode today of My Singing Monsters Live. A reminder that, and we'll put some more information about this out on socials as well, but like MPG wrote in his address, I'll quote him specifically. I hope you all have the most wonderful Christmas ever and take a break from the amazing work you do all year round. We're getting to that time of year where many monster handlers are going on vacation. And at one point, we will be doing our holiday shutdown as well for things like support tickets and social media posts. And we'll announce to you when that's actually happening. We'll give you a heads up. But we've been working our little monster handler buns off this year, and so we're looking forward to a little bit of a break before we jump right back into it in 2024 and see what else is out there.
Yes.
So we'll let you know.
But we are excited for 2024.
We're very excited for
Lots of stuff.
2024. Any closing remarks, Tyson or Ben?
Well, one thing I did have the pleasure of being able to go to PAX and VidCon this year, and it's something I've been saying around the studio. But it's one thing to see all the love and feedback and stuff we get from the fans in the MSM community, through a screen. But I was able to fortunately be able to meet a lot of the handler helpers themselves. And I just wanted to say just like a big thank you for making this year a great year. And it was amazing just seeing all the passion that surrounds the game. And you guys are definitely our biggest the biggest fuel source for us to keep going and make stuff in My Singing Monsters. So thank you for that. It's been a great year.
Ben, anything from you?
Well, while I was not able to go to PAX and meet the fans, it is still wonderful every time we release a new video, whether it's our shows, trailers, or shorts, to see all the positive feedback. And now that I've entered like the voice acting
side of things,
all the positive feedback today regarding Nightbear.
Yes.
Happy to.
Yes.
I'm happy to hear it. I'm happy to always hear all the positive feedback on all of our content. Thank you.
Yes.
And welcome aboard. Perhaps your first of many Monster Handler Ben.
That's exciting.
We'll have to get you back.
I hope so.
Have to get you back.
That's exciting. That's exciting.
Thanks so much for joining us here on My Singing Monsters Live and in the world of My Singing Monsters itself. Like I said before, in a few short weeks, we're going to be shutting down for the holidays, taking a bit of a rest. But we'll be back at it in 2024, and we hope that you all, with your loved ones and the people that you care about most, have a very safe and excellent holiday season yourself. Have a yippee-yay, and until next time, happy monstering!